Hello everyone, this is Nael Mirza. Welcome to our channel Americabrieftoday. Today we will start first from Middle East. Israel Iran updates heightened alerts across the Middle East as diplomatic lines remain open but strained. The world is holding its breath as tensions in the Middle East reach a boiling point. Iran's recent, unprecedented direct attack on Israel has sent shockwaves across the globe, with leaders from the G7 and the United Nations Security Council convening emergency meetings to address the escalating crisis. The attack, involving hundreds of drones and missiles, was largely intercepted by Israel and its allies. But the potential for a wider conflict looms large. As the international community calls for de-escalation, all eyes are on Israel's next move. Will they retaliate? And if so, how? The decisions made in the coming hours and days could reshape the geopolitical landscape of the entire region. US-China rising trade tensions affect markets worldwide. Have you noticed how shaky the markets have been lately? A big reason for this rollercoaster ride is the growing tension between the US and China. It's more than just headlines. It's affecting everything from the stock market to the price of goods in your local store. When these two economic giants don't see eye to eye, it creates a ripple effect across the entire globe. We're talking about tariffs, trade disputes, and a whole lot of uncertainty. This uncertainty makes investors nervous, leading to the market volatility we're all seeing. Companies worldwide, big and small, have to rethink their strategies, and that can impact jobs and economic growth everywhere. It's a complex situation with no easy answers. But understanding the basics is key to knowing what's happening with our economy. What are your thoughts on this? Diplomacy and global response updates. In a world of constant change, how do nations come together to solve the biggest challenges? Welcome to the heart of global decision-making. Here, in these halls, leaders from every corner of the globe meet not as adversaries, but as partners. It's a complex dance of negotiation, compromise, and shared vision. From brokering peace and coordinating humanitarian aid to tackling climate change, diplomacy is our first line of defense against chaos. Every handshake, every resolution, and every press conference represents a step towards a more stable and prosperous future for all. This is where dialogue triumphs over conflict, and cooperation builds a better tomorrow. It's a tireless effort, happening every single day, to ensure our world stays connected and safe. Tax policies, federal budget restructuring impacts households and corporations. How the government's budget decisions actually affect your wallet. Well, big changes are happening with the federal budget. And it's not just numbers on a spreadsheet, impacting households and corporations in major ways. Think of it like this. The government is reslicing the economic pie. Some of these changes might mean new tax credits for families, potentially leaving more money in your pocket at the end of the year for things like groceries or saving for a vacation. On the other hand, corporations are also seeing shifts. Some are getting tax breaks to encourage investment and job creation, while others might face higher taxes to fund public services like infrastructure or education. It's a huge balancing act. And understanding how these policies work is key to knowing what's next for our economy. ICE updates enforcement operations expanded across U.S. border regions. We've got a significant update for you today concerning U.S. immigration enforcement. It looks like ICE, which is Immigration and Customs Enforcement, is ramping up its operations. Recent reports indicate they are expanding their enforcement activities, particularly in regions along the U.S. borders. This isn't just focused on one area, but seems to be a broader strategy affecting multiple border states. What does this mean? Well, we could see an increase in patrols, checkpoints, and overall enforcement presence. This development is part of a larger, ongoing conversation about border security and immigration policy in the country. It's a complex issue with a lot of different viewpoints, and this latest move by ICE adds another layer to the discussion. We'll be keeping a close eye on this, and we'll bring you more details as they become available. Military and naval patrols. At the heart of this posture are the 11 Nimitz and Ford-class nuclear aircraft carriers, floating sovereign airfields, capable of launching and recovering more than 70 combat aircraft at a moment's notice. On any given day, at least 3 carrier strike groups are deployed, each centered on a 100,000-ton behemoth surrounded by guided missile cruisers, destroyers, and logistic ships. Deck operations never stop. Steam catapults hurl F-35C Lightning IIs and FA-180F Super Hornets into the sky every 45 seconds during cyclic ops, while arrestor wires snatch returning jets at 150 miles per hour below deck. 5,000 sailors and aviators work in a choreographed frenzy that turns raw steel into decisive 65 frenzy, warrant 60-60-C in 60-60 dog. True 60-60-60-60-60-60-60-60-60-60-60-60-60 why geese a guy 60 to seek it to UK alerts gonna get the by to every to sakai exit to think kits help with beat tatiana sky sock pack to like bob suck oh the woke up bad static will I will sit up before lurking unseen beneath the same waves are the silent guardians, Virginia-class attack submarines and Ohio-class guided missile and ballistic missile boats, armed with Mark 48 torpedoes, Tomahawk land attack missiles, and in the case of 4 converted Ohios, up to 154 cruise missiles each. These submarines provide persistent, survivable strike and intelligence capability. Their sonar arrays listen for the faintest acoustic signature, while their periscopes and photonics masts pierce the surface only when absolutely necessary. In the Indo-Pacific, the South China Sea, the Arctic, and the North Atlantic, they shadow adversary fleets, map undersea infrastructure, and hold strategic second strike deterrents at the ready. Overhead, a constellation of classified reconnaissance satellites operated by the National Reconnaissance Office and supported by commercial providers feeds real-time imagery and signals intelligence into a global common operating picture. Electro-optical, synthetic aperture radar, and infrared sensors pierce cloud cover and darkness alike, while overhead, persistent infrared appear systems track missile launches within seconds. This orbital grid overlays every carrier strike group and submarine patrol with targeting data accurate to meters, turning vast oceans into transparent battle space. Global economy updates. Let's dive into what's happening with the global economy because it's been a real roller coaster lately. The big story continues to be inflation and those wild energy prices. One minute it seems like things are calming down, and the next, prices at the pump and on your utility bills are creeping up again. This fluctuation is a huge deal because it affects everything from your weekly grocery budget to major business investment plans. Companies are struggling to predict their costs, and consumers are feeling the pinch. We're seeing central banks around the world trying to tackle this, but it's a tricky balancing act. What does this mean for you? It's a great time to be extra mindful of your budget and maybe even look into more energy-efficient habits. Technology and AI updates. Did you hear the latest? Major new cybersecurity policies have just been announced. And this could change everything about how we interact with technology. This isn't just for big corporations. It's going to impact you and me directly. Think about your personal data, your online banking, even your social media accounts. The government is finally stepping up with a comprehensive plan to tackle the growing threats from hackers and digital scams. These new rules aim to strengthen our national digital defenses, requiring companies to be more transparent about how they protect our information. It means better security standards across the board, from the apps on your phone to the services you use every day. We're talking about a serious upgrade to our collective online safety net. It's a huge step forward in the fight to keep our digital lives secure. Weather updates. We're tracking some serious weather patterns across the country. So let's get right into it. First up, severe storm alerts are still in effect for several regions. Expect heavy rain, strong winds, and the potential for flash flooding. Please stay updated with your local emergency services and avoid unnecessary travel if you in an affected area. At the same time, a major heat wave continues to bake other parts of the nation. Temperatures are soaring, so it's crucial to stay hydrated. Find shade and check on your neighbors, especially the elderly and those with young children. Lastly, wildfire danger remains extremely high due to the hot, dry conditions. Be extra cautious. Respect any fire bans in place and report any signs of smoke immediately. Your vigilance can make a huge difference. Stay safe out there, and we'll keep you updated. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more updates. That's all from America Brief Today. See you tomorrow.